20+ circus freaks that actually exist. A circus is just not about fancy tricks and funny clowns, it's about the people who make it special, and some of these so-called freaks are so insane you won't believe they actually existed. 1. Ella Harper. Ella Harper, also known as the Camel Girl, is an intriguing figure in the history of sideshows and circuses. Ella was born in Tennessee in 1870 and had congenital genu recurvatum, a rare condition that caused her legs to bend backwards. This distinguishing characteristic gave her the illusion of walking on all fours, earning her the nickname Camel Girl. Despite the problems her disease caused, Ella made it a defining feature, becoming a major attraction in W.H. Harris's Nickel Plate Circus in the 1880s. Ella's tale is intriguing not only because of her physical difference, but also because of how she accepted it. At a time when society was far less accepting of differences, the circus offered individuals like Ella a platform to showcase their uniqueness, and she became a sensation. 2. Edward Mordrake. Edward Mordrake's story is one of the most terrifying and strange tales to come from the world of circus sideshows and medical anomalies. He was claimed to be a 19th century English elite born with a bizarre deformity, a second face on the back of his skull. This extra face was completely formed, with blinking eyes and moving lips, but it was unable to talk. Despite its silence, Edward claimed that it would whisper to him at night, filling his head with terrible words and evil images. He suffered from a unique birth abnormality that left him with a second face on the back of his head, a parasitic twin that was completely developed but inert. The second face was described as grotesque, yet eerily human. It couldn't speak or eat, but legend says its eyes would move and its lips would curl into sneers or smirks. According to accounts, Edward claimed the face would whisper to him at night, uttering devilish words and tormenting him with its sinister presence. Tragically, he committed suicide at the age of 23, leaving behind a note requesting that the demon face be destroyed before burial. 3. Prince Randian. Prince Randian, the human torso who defied all odds. Prince Randian, often referred to as the human torso, is one of the most inspiring and intriguing figures in the history of sideshows. Born in 1871 in British Guiana, now Guyana, Randian was born without arms or legs due to a rare condition known as tetra-amelia syndrome. Despite his physical limitations, he became a celebrated performer, captivating audiences with his incredible self-reliance and unique abilities. Randian could roll cigarettes using only his lips and shoulders, a feat that left audiences in awe. He could also shave himself, write, paint and sew, all without the use of limbs. His performances were less about shock and more about showcasing the strength of human determination. 4. Charles Stratton. Charles Stratton, the remarkable rise of General Tom Thumb. Among the most famous circus performers in history, Charles Stratton, better known as General Tom Thumb, stands out as a true icon of the 19th century. Born in 1838 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Stratton was an ordinary baby, weighing 9 pounds at birth. However, by the age of 6 months, he stopped growing, standing just 25 inches tall and weighing 15 pounds, a condition that would define his life and career. Stratton's rise to fame was meteoric. By the age of 5, he was touring America and Europe, working for sold-out crowds and even royalty. One of his professional milestones was a command performance for Queen Victoria, who was supposedly so amused by his antics that she became a lifelong fan. 5. The Siamese twin, Chang and Eng Bunker, the original Siamese twins. Chang and Eng Bunker, famously known as the Siamese twins, were the most famous conjoined twins in history, captivating audiences and reshaping perceptions of physical anomalies in the 19th century. Born in 1811 in what is now Thailand, they were connected at the chest by a small band of cartilage. Despite their unique condition, they led extraordinary lives, proving that limitations could be overcome with determination and ingenuity. 6. Stefan Bibrowski. Stefan Bibrowski, the remarkable lion-faced man. Stefan Bibrowski, better known as Lionel the Lion-Faced Man, was one of the most fascinating and unique circus performers of the early 20th century. Born in 1891 in Poland, Stefan suffered from a rare condition called hypertrichosis, which caused his entire body to be covered in thick hair, some of it up to 8 inches long. This gave him a striking resemblance to a lion, earning him his stage name. But beyond his unusual appearance, Stefan's life was a testament to resilience, self-acceptance, and remarkable talent. 7. Captain Contentinus. Captain Contentinus, the tattooed Greek and the man with the glass eye. Born in the late 19th century, Captain Contentinus's claim to fame was his incredible skill in performing with a glass eye. Unlike other performers whose physical differences were the focus of their acts, Contentinus used his unusual condition to create a captivating sideshow performance that combined mystery and intrigue. 8. Joseph Merrick. Joseph Merrick, the tragic and inspiring life of the Elephant Man. Joseph Merrick, famously known as the Elephant Man, is one of the most well-known and heartbreaking figures in the world of sideshows. Born in 1862 in England, Joseph was diagnosed with severe deformities at a young age, later identified as a combination of neurofibromatosis and Proteus syndrome, which caused massive growth of tissue and bones, especially on his face and body. Joseph's story took a more uplifting turn when he was discovered by Dr. Frederick Trevis, a London physician who saw beyond Merrick's appearance. He became something of a celebrity in London, not as a sideshow freak, but as a human being who inspired compassion and admiration. 9. Schlitzie, Schlitzie the Pinhead, the beloved star of freak shows. Schlitzie, often referred to as Schlitzie the Pinhead, was one of the most endearing and unforgettable figures in the world of circus freak shows. Born in 1901, Schlitzie was diagnosed with microcephaly, a condition that caused his head to remain small and misshapen, resulting in a childlike appearance and cognitive impairment. Despite these challenges, Schlitzie became a beloved performer, captivating audiences around the world with his charm and unique presence. Schlitzie wasn't a sideshow curiosity. He was an individual with a rich personality, and many who worked with him described him as having a heartwarming sense of humor and a childlike innocence. 10. Julian Pastrana. Julian Pastrana, the Mexican wolf woman who conquered the circus world. Julian Pastrana, often referred to as the Wolf Woman, is a tragic yet inspiring figure in the history of sideshow performers. Born in 1834 in Mexico, Pastrana suffered from hypertrichosis, a rare genetic condition that caused excessive hair growth all over her body, including her face. This gave her the appearance of a woman with a thick, dark beard and fur-covered face, leading to her association with the myth of the Wolf Woman. Julian Pastrana's story has resonated with many as an example of resilience and the complexity of human dignity. 11. Francisco Lentini. Francisco Lentini, the three-legged wonder of the circus. Francisco Lentini, famously known as the Three-Legged Man, was one of the most remarkable circus performers of the early 20th century. Born in 1889 in Sicily, Lentini entered the world with a unique condition. He had a fully developed third leg, along with an extra set of toes, and even a partially formed fourth leg. This rare congenital condition, known as dipygus, made him a natural fit for the sideshow circuit. However, Francisco's story is about more than his physical anomaly. It's about resilience, humor, and turning differences into strengths. His charm and humor endeared him to fans, and he became known as the King of Freaks. Unlike some performers who were treated as mere curiosities, Lentini was celebrated for his wit and charisma, making him a favorite wherever he performed. 12. Isaac Sprague. Isaac Sprague, famously known as the Human Skeleton, was one of the most intriguing and tragic figures in circus history. Born in 1841 in Massachusetts, Sprague appeared to be a healthy child until his early teenage years, when he began losing weight rapidly. This mysterious condition, later thought to be extreme muscular atrophy or an undiagnosed metabolic disorder, left Sprague weighing only about 43 pounds as an adult, though he stood over 5 feet tall. But Isaac's act wasn't just about shocking people. He presented himself with dignity and often shared his story with curiosity and candor. 13. Fedor Jefticiu. Fedor Jeftichu, famously known as Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy, was one of the most iconic and celebrated sideshow performers of the 19th century. Born in 1868 in St. Petersburg, Russia, Fedor inherited a rare condition called hypertrichosis, which caused his face and body to be covered in thick, fur-like hair. This unique feature earned him the nickname Dog-Faced Boy, and he quickly became a star in the world of circus and sideshows. His performances included barking like a dog, playing into his wild boy persona, but his intelligence and warm personality always shone through. 14. Persilla Behano. Persilla Behano, famously known as the Monkey Girl, was one of the most captivating and heartwarming sideshow performers of the 20th century. Born in 1911 in Puerto Rico, Persilla had a rare condition called hypertrichosis, which caused thick hair to grow all over her face and body. Though society often judged people based on their appearance, Persilla's charm, talent, and kindness quickly made her a beloved figure in the world of circus and sideshow entertainment. Audiences were mesmerized by her exotic looks, but it wasn't just her appearance that drew people in. Persilla was a skilled performer and a natural entertainer. She often sang and played the guitar during her act, captivating audiences with her talent and vibrant personality. 15. Johnny Eck. Johnny Eck, often referred to as the half-boy, was a one-of-a-kind performer who turned his physical differences into a platform for inspiration and success. Born in 1911 in Baltimore, Maryland, Johnny entered the world with a rare condition known as sacral agenesis, which left him without a developed lower body. Despite this, Johnny lived a life full of adventure, talent, and triumph, becoming one of the most celebrated sideshow stars of his time. From an early age, Johnny's resilience and zest for life were evident. He refused to let his condition hold him back, learning to walk on his hands with astonishing speed and agility. His charisma caught the attention of Hollywood, leading to his iconic role in Todd Browning's 1932 cult classic Freaks. 16. Mary Ann Bevan. Mary Ann Bevan's story is one of resilience, love, and sacrifice in the face of societal cruelty. Born in 1874 in London, Mary Ann lived a relatively normal life in her early years. She worked as a nurse, married a man she deeply loved, and had 4 children. However, her life took a dramatic turn in her 30s when she began to develop acromegaly, a condition caused by the overproduction of growth hormones, leading to enlarged facial features, hands, and feet. The physical changes brought on by acromegaly were drastic and irreversible, but in 1908, she entered and won a contest for the ugliest woman in the world. While this title might sound cruel, Mary Ann saw it as an opportunity. Mary Ann Bevan's story is a poignant reminder of the lengths a mother will go to for her family. 17. Grady Stiles. Grady Stiles, famously known as Lobster Boy, was one of the most infamous figures in sideshow history, not only for his unique condition, but also for the dark and twisted life he led. Born in 1937 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Grady was part of a family with a long history of ectrodactyly, a rare genetic condition that causes the fingers and toes to fuse into claw-like shapes, resembling lobster claws. Grady's hands and feet were heavily affected, making him a natural fit for the sideshow circuit. Grady learned to move with surprising agility, often showcasing his strength by pulling himself along with his powerful arms. 18. Jack Earl. Jack Earl, often referred to as the Texas Giant, was one of the tallest and most beloved sideshow performers of the early 20th century. Born Jacob Reuben Ehrlich in 1906 in Denver, Colorado, Jack was of average size as a child. However, a rare condition called acromegaly caused a sudden and extreme growth spurt in his teens, propelling him to an astounding height of 8 feet 6 inches. While his height made him a spectacle, Jack's talent, charm, and intelligence made him a true star. 19. Minnie Woolsey. Minnie Woolsey, famously known as Cuckoo the Bird Girl, was one of the most enigmatic figures in sideshow history. Born in 1880 in Georgia, Minnie was diagnosed with a rare condition called Seckle syndrome, also known as bird-headed dwarfism. This condition caused her to have a small, pointed face, a receding chin, a beak-like nose, large eyes, and a slight frame. Additionally, she was nearly bald, toothless, and visually impaired, giving her an appearance that fascinated and puzzled audiences. 20. Fanny Mills. Fanny Mills, famously known as the Bigfoot Lady, was one of the most fascinating and lesser-known sideshow performers of the early 20th century. Born in 1865, Fanny's life was far from ordinary. She gained her unusual title not because she resembled the legendary Bigfoot creature, but due to her strikingly large feet. She wore an astonishing size 25 shoe, an uncommon size that quickly captured the curiosity of audiences. So, which of these stories inspired you the most? Don't forget to let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.